following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
The Baltimore Ravens, I expect they are going to be in the hunt for this division. I don't expect them to win the division. I think they are the second best team in the division behind the Cleveland Browns. However,
I don't.
The Baltimore Ravens have it all, and I don't know. The hardest part of doing this best case, worst case scenario for me is when we got to what's the one move you're going to do to make them better?
The Ravens?
Don't know. That's how much I like the team and how much I believe in the young guys that they brought in on this team.
It's a safety to me, but I do think they're going to win this division. Mm-hmm. And best case scenario for the Baltimore Ravens, these birds are real.
I think they are.
Let me ask you a question, just since you're the leader of the Cleveland Brown Brigade.
Okay.
Who's better at quarterback, Baltimore or Cleveland?
Baltimore. How
much better do you think Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb are than J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards?
I would say
fractionally to me.
Yes.
It ain't by much.
No.
Better receivers, Ravens or the Browns? There you go.
Oh, that's tough.
It's Ravens, and it's not all that close to me.
Really?
Yeah. My three's Rashod Bateman. Yours is Rashard Higgins. Okay, I win. My one's Marquise Brown. You get Odell Beckham. Yeah, his talent's better, but him and Baker don't sync up well.
Right.
Sammy Watkins and Jarvis Landry. It's closer than you think it is. Sammy Watkins can hit you over the top. Jarvis Landry can't.
Yeah.
Tight end. I get Mark Andrews. You get Austin Hooper. I win. Offensive line goes to the Browns. Defense, I'll take the Ravens on every level. All three levels, I will take the Ravens.
Not me.
I don't have a Myles Garrett. That's fine. I have a lot of players. And the Ravens have proven to me time and time and time again when they have a young guy. You remember Matthew Judon? Mm-hmm. You remember how there are all these players that they let go and everybody went, oh, how are they going to get to the quarterback? And then here comes Matthew Judon and they wind up with Yannick Ngakoue.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I would wager they're going to do that again. I just believe in Baltimore. I look at the front office. It hasn't missed a step from the transition from Ozzie Newsome to Eric DeCosta. Mm-hmm. It's probably they're probably the best run franchise in the NFL.
I would agree with that.
I don't think you can convince me of another one.
I would agree with that.
Especially when you have people like Cassius Marks coming out and saying New England sucked ass because you can't do anything. The Patriot way means you can't do anything. It's just grind, that wears thin when you don't have a quarterback, Bill. I think the Ravens are the best run organization in the NFL. And I firmly believe that even with the things they lost, I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Best case scenario for the Baltimore Ravens, to me, is probably AFC Championship game. I can't see them getting over the hump of either Buffalo or Kansas City.
Oh, there's a path.
Oh, there's
a 100% a path.
No doubt. They are a tough team to defend. Mm-hmm. And what is Kansas City's biggest problem?
Your linebackers are slower than shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's best case scenario for Baltimore. You play Kansas City in the AFC Championship game, and you just outrun them.
Yep, and you go to the Super Bowl.
You grind them out, and and Marlon Humphrey can stop Tyreek Hill, and you find a way to stop Travis Kelce, and they can't run a greasy peg up a cat's ass, and you wind up in the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's your best case scenario. The fact you don't see them as a Super Bowl contender blows my mind. I mean, blows my mind.
I mean, they are on the short list. We did this on the ESPN Asheville show the other day. Sports Tank with Jeremy Greene every weekday afternoon, 3 to 5 on ESPN Asheville. Heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. But we talked about this, and I gave you a list of 7 teams that could win the Super Bowl. Baltimore is on that list, but do I honestly believe that they're going to win a Super Bowl? No, I really don't. I think there are too many teams standing in their way. And there's too many variables. There's
How many
too
teams
many
do
questions.
you know are better than Baltimore right now?
Kansas City is one of them. I think the Rams are better.
No, AFC.
Oh, just in the AFC? Kansas City.
Buffalo. That's it.
Yeah, that's the only ones that I know are better.
Now, how much better are Kansas City and Buffalo than Baltimore?
Not by much.
There you go. I think Baltimore's closer to the top 2 than every other team in the AFC is to Baltimore.
I put Cleveland right in that.
You're wrong.
Right in that bowl.
Your quarterback sucks. At the end of the day, you have a shit quarterback. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm not jumping in line. Trust me, I'm going to take every opportunity to take shots at Baker Mayfield.
Right.
At the end of the day, I'm better than you at 7 of 10 position groupings in the NFL. I'm going to take me every time. I have an MVP quarterback. You have Baker Mayfield. That's not close. Their best case scenario is they can win a Super Bowl. Yes. And nobody will tell me different. And I think it is comical how many people are picking the Browns to win this division. Oh, their defense is so good. And what the fuck do you think the Baltimore Ravens are? They have the best secondary in the NFL, and it's not even debatable. It's not even debatable.
Between Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey, you said add a safety. I don't know that they need to add a safety. Chuck Clark was good last year. Deshaun Elliott came on last year.
He did.
After 2 years of being injury-ridden.
My thing was it's a depth thing, and I'm not going to say. I'm not going to lie. I'm picking nits at that.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, what do you add to this team? A receiver? Oh, your 3's Rashod Bateman. Devin DuVernay's your 4, or Tylan Wallace is your 4.
I think they've.
You forgot they had Tylan Wallace, didn't you?
Huh?
I said you forgot they drafted Tylan Wallace, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, everybody has. I don't know why, but everybody and their brother's forgotten they drafted Tylan Wallace.
Well, because you've added already so much to this team that he becomes an afterthought. Tylan Wallace was a guy that I was hyping up a lot. He's a guy that I loved watching in college, and I think he's going to be really good
and by
this
the way,
level.
Now that I've really looked at this and thought about it,
yep.
I like Baltimore's line better than I like Cleveland's. I don't even give that to Cleveland anymore.
Really?
No. Because I didn't buy Jedrick Wills when he came out. I said that 100 times. He's a better guard than he is a tackle. And you're trying to play him at left tackle. He was fine. He had bad games. And I get Ronnie Stanley. Okay, I win that. The one weak link is Bradley Bozeman at center, and he's not that bad. And he's surrounded by, like, Kevin Zeitler. Yeah, did you forget about that one, too?
No.
I did. I'm not going to lie. I did.
No, I didn't forget about that.
I just look at this whole team and go, there is no weakness here.
Edge rusher. I think that's the only weakness that they have.
And I've always liked Tyus Bowser. And I'm not going to lie, Pernell McPhee's been there long enough that if you told me he was the next Matthew Judon, it wouldn't shock me in the friggin' least. Wouldn't shock me in the least.
I think that is the only thing that I could fathom doing is bringing in Melvin Ingram or Justin Houston. Either
Melvin
one of those
Ingram
guys
would be. I still think he winds up back with the Chargers.
I do too.
My God, Melvin Ingram would be phenomenal. Their worst case scenario, I bet you can guess what this next slide says. If you've watched this show for more than 10 seconds, I bet you know what this next one says.
Yeah, worst case scenario, #birds aren't real.
But here's the problem. I put that in there because it's funny. How the hell is it going to happen?
Don't know.
I don't see a path. I mean, I'm looking at their schedule. The schedule's sitting in front of me right now. I don't know. I'm just looking at it. Bye weeks in week 8. There are 4 games that I no doubt know you're going to win. Worst case scenario, you lose to Kansas City, Indianapolis, and the Chargers. Then you come back, and outside of Cleveland twice and the Rams, I don't really see games. Like, worst case scenario, you go 11-6.
And the Packers. Packers are on that schedule, too.
They are, but it's in Baltimore. You think Aaron Rodgers is going to come into Baltimore and beat them? I don't. Not with the weapons they have in the defensive secondary. No, I just don't see it. I don't see Cleveland beating them. I said that because I'm looking worst case scenario. I think they beat Cleveland twice. And I think they're going to beat the piss out of them in Baltimore.
I don't know how you stop it.
I don't either.
You have gone into this offseason and you did everything that I had.
By the way.
They need to do this.
You said edge rusher?
Yeah.
We forgot Jason Owa. Yeah, their first round pick?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That guy that's going to come in and probably play 20 snaps a game and just kill your quarterback?
Right.
Because Bowser and McPhee, and one thing I want you to think about Pernell McPhee, I got into an argument in a Ravens group the other day.
Okay.
Because they were talking about needing an edge rusher. And I chimed in the Owa thing. And I also said, you do realize Pernell McPhee's been here forever. This is a guy that they have continuously paid. What does that tell you? They think he has a value somewhere because Baltimore doesn't pay anybody for too long.
Right.
This is the #1 team in compensatory picks over the last 10 years. There's a reason for that. They don't pay They don't pay you past your productivity.
Yeah.
I just look at Baltimore. This is probably my favorite team in the NFL compared to where people see them.
Okay. I think they are what we think they are. I think we all believe that they are a team that is near the top of the AFC. We're just not ready to push them over the edge with Kansas City and Buffalo.
I am. I'm ready to put them there. And the more I've thought about it, you know what? I'm all the way there.
You're all the way there?
I think it's a three-horse race in the AFC. Baltimore's the 3.
Baltimore is one of my favorites, and the receivers are one of my favorite fantasy targets because people are underselling how much they're going to be able to confuse people, and you know, they're going to be damn near impossible to defend.
This is a very good team. It's a very deep team too.
So
I mean, you just look at the 2 deep with like a Justin Madubuike. That's a guy I loved coming into the draft. He's a second team guy. This is somebody gets hurt, that's who goes in.
Yeah. Best case scenario, you go 14-3 and win the Super Bowl.
I'm not sure it's not better than that. I could see a path.
I'm trying to be realistic.
I'm not trying to be unrealistic. I see a path that no team in this division can contend with them. I still think they split with Pittsburgh because they do every freaking year. But I see a path. They're 5-1 in the division. I look at the games outside of the division and go, there's like 3 games there that you could lose. Kevin Vick had it in the comments. Lamar Jackson gets hurt. That's the worst case scenario.
Of course. Injuries are always
That's the worst case scenario.
But aside from that, and I also believe that they will try to dial back Lamar Jackson.
I don't, and I think it's ridiculous that you think that. I do. I think it's insane. It's what makes this offense so hard to deal with.
But you either have to do that or you have to teach him how to
defend himself.
Exactly, how to protect himself. And if you can't do that, it's going to end up being a Cam Newton situation. That very well could be in the path for the Baltimore Ravens. Because as you said before, you can't have your quarterback continue to take shots like he takes.
No, but you also can't neuter him.
No,
the most important.
I'm not talking about neutering him. I'm talking about, just thinking twice. We've got the weapons now that you can.
The weapons are what terrify me. If I'm look at that team in the long term, the weapons are just ridiculous.
Right. They're going to be there for a while. I think they've done a great job of building this team. And the Baltimore Ravens' worst case scenario, you're 11-6? That might be the worst case scenario. If you lose all of the games against, say you lose one freak game against a bad team, and then you lose the majority of the ones that are going to be highly contested, like the Colts game and the 2 Cleveland games, Green Bay Packers. Face the upper echelon, you're going to lose some of those. You're going to take some L's. But those are the only games that you should lose. And you should win games by a lot. Especially when you're going up against the dregs of the division and the NFL. Baltimore Ravens, sky is high for them.
Kevin Vick said the hate on the Ravens comes from the fact they're such a well-run organization, and we all wish our teams could be run that way. My GM came from Baltimore, and I'll be honest with you, I've never been happier with how my team is